starting. All right, we are live. We do have to apologize for taking off last week. I actually don't remember why we took off last week. All I know is that we saw Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
Yeah, which was, to me, in my opinion, was an okay movie. What do you think, Ron?
I liked it. I liked how it was a little bit different. They didn't show you all the stuff that you should already know with Uncle Ben and how Spider-Man got his powers. Like there was two other sets of movies that have already happened at this point. So I think you got the gist of what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's cool and all, and I respect that. But don't you think that there should have been at least one little reference to Uncle Ben? And the other thing, didn't you feel that his Spidey suit was kind of like Iron Man's suit?
I know the similarities, yeah, because it had like the technology in it, so yeah, it was a little more advanced. But I mean, this is also the cinematic universe, so it's not exactly going to go by how the comics are. They're going to use the comics as a guideline, but they'll put their little spin on it too.
I know, but I mean, if I would have wanted to watch Iron Man, I would have popped in Iron Man.
He wasn't shooting lasers out of his hands.
I know, but he still had the AI system helping him out. If you think about it.
Originally, he wasn't supposed to, though.
I know.
He broke the child locks on it.
Yeah.
So.
The training wheels or whatever?
Yeah, the training wheel protocol.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is he didn't have any Spidey sense, and that's his, signature thing is the Spidey sense.
I read something about that. I think that's like a given from what they're kind of doing. They were doing in the movie as well, just like the Uncle Ben and it's like everybody has a Spidey sense because he still was pretty agile and quick and stuff.
Yeah, but he would have known that his best friend was in the room. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, were we spoiling this for you?
No.
Okay. And second thing, too, at the end of the movie, he would have sensed Aunt May. He wouldn't let himself be caught off guard like that.
I guess that's true.
And, I just the way that they set up this movie, I feel that his Spidey suit, Karen, she's going to be the new Spidey sense.
Probably. I mean, that could be. Because she was giving him all the techniques and stuff, so makes sense.
And the other thing, too, is the way that they wrote it. I feel like Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr. or Tony Stark, whatever you want to call him, I feel that he's going to take over the famous line, with great power comes great responsibility, which kind of sucks and kills the whole movie for me because Uncle Ben should, that's where that mention should be. That, I had an uncle, he was like a dad to me. This is what he told me.
I get it. I see where you're coming from, but I like the little change of pace now that they're kind of going. Because obviously, trying to do the original back to back didn't work out. Obviously, It wasn't just due to the storyline; it was actors and stuff. But they're gonna try to change it up, bring a different view on it.
Taco, your opinion on the movie?
So I actually haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's not, you guys aren't spoiling it for me because I had already heard about these things already.
Okay.
But I have heard it's a really good movie, but I haven't seen it yet.
I still think it's okay.
I thought it was good. So.
I don't know how fans are saying that this is the best Spider-Man. I still think Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man. With Tobey Maguire and Molina. I can't think of his name. His last name is Molina. Played Doc Ock.
I see. So, the best Spider-Man movie out of all the movies? Maybe because it's part of now this Avengers phase and everything with Marvel that maybe that's why they're looking at it that way. But I don't know. I mean, I liked it. It's different. I mean, I don't follow the comic books. I just kind of know Spider-Man in general as a character. So for me, I thought it was pretty cool, especially with just little changes here.
Yeah. I think they're merging a couple of universes together. From what I think it's going to be like, it's they're probably going to go off of the Ultimate Universe. So when they do introduce Eddie Brock, Venom, I think they're going to have it be a point that because in Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker's dad and Eddie Brock's dad were best friends and they're scientists together. So I think they're going to have them growing up with each other, being best friends again too. Or it's been a couple of years. They finally meet up again. They're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since, we were 12 or whatever. So I think it's going to go ultimately down that road where they're best friends. One's a good guy, one's a bad guy. And then they're going to have to be each other's villains, I guess, best way to put it.
Well, I know the Venom that they're going to be doing is not going to all be involved with the Marvel cinema. Right. It's going to be separate. But yeah, if they do ever bring in Venom in the Spider-Man movies, yeah, I can see it going that way.
Yeah. So Taco, what have you been up to this week?
So what have I been doing? Let me think.
Well, while she's thinking, this is our special guest Taco for the episode.
Sorry for the rude non-introduction, but this is our special guest Taco.
Yeah, let me think. Right now, I'm watching Durarara, the anime, and I'm on the season 3. It's a very, very complicated anime. I watched the first 2 seasons a couple years ago, but I got busy, so I wasn't able to keep up with it, and I forgot everything that happened, so I'm on season 3 right now, which is really good. And then I'm currently playing Kingdom Hearts Unchained on the phone, and then I'm also playing Nier Automata, which is a really, really good game if you haven't played it yet. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to recently. I just saw Wonder Woman. I was a little late on that, but it was really good.
I liked it too.
Yeah, it was very good.
I just think the final fight with Ares and Wonder Woman was really anticlimactic. That's my thing.
Okay.
I expected a lot more, and I just saw explosions and flames, and I was like, what's going on right now? Kind of lost me.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Overall, best DC movie I've seen from this new
phase
universe or phase. Best DC movie, hands down.
Yeah, it is.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be carrying the DC universe.
Yeah.
From what it looks like here.
And actually pretty much did satisfy me from seeing her in Batman v Superman to just, the quick little cameo, quick 20 minutes at the end of the movie, and then getting full origin and seeing her kick some ass. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And shit. Oh, I'm sorry. So I do want to ask, do you watch Dragon Ball normally, or do you know anything about it?
I know like a lot of the characters from Dragon Ball and a little bit of the story, but it's not something I was really into. I was into a lot of different anime, but I think just being involved with anime, there's no way you can't know about Dragon Ball. But I usually don't watch it, but I've heard from friends of like Dragon Ball Super and the new movies that are coming out and things like that.
Would you say, if you're not a traditional fan, that you at least have like a little, love for Dragon Ball? Because I don't talk to people who aren't fans of it. So do you think you have a little bit of love for it?
I think so, because if it wasn't so popular like the way it is, then because it's popular, there's something about it that's so good. And I can really respect it for being one of the top original pioneer animes that's out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that the creator of Naruto, he actually said that, Akira Toriyama, his manga of Dragon Ball was what inspired me to be a manga artist and eventually getting in, an anime show. So
yeah.
Quick little fun fact if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, I know like a lot of things from Naruto they play off of from Dragon Ball Z. Like Naruto, his transformations, he has the gold spiky hair, he turns into these forms. His Sage mode, which has spiky flame glowing hair, so like Super Saiyan. He has an attack that's a blue orb, which is kind of like Kamehameha or the Spirit Bomb. So a lot of things like that. And I know in one of the DLCs for the Dragon Ball Z games, there is a DLC where you get Goku with the Sage mode outfit that he wears against Pain.
Nice. I know too. A couple of they did a comparison to the anime and to the manga. And they compared it with Dragon Ball. So some sketches are directly from, the Dragon Ball show and implemented into Naruto, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if you guys haven't heard, some of our crew members right now are currently at D23 Expo. So get all your fix and all your updates from them. So you can go on our Facebook page, Geek Elite Radio. They're doing some things on Instagram as well, posting pictures, live feeds. So that's Instagram.com/Geek Elite Radio. And then on Twitter, you can go ahead and follow us as well. We have been posting a lot on Twitter because hashtags.
And there's been a lot of news coming out from D23 since it started yesterday. Today, some big news. A new Kingdom Hearts 3 world will be announced. I think the panel starts at 1. At the video game panel that's being led by Jacksepticeye and Strawberry Girl, I think her name is. But a new world will be announced there. It's going to be pretty big news, so we'll stay tuned to that.
Okay. And I think that's all the update. Oh, yeah. So Geek Elite Radio, some of our members next weekend will actually be at San Diego Comic-Con. The thing that sucks is that the ones that are going are not into anime, so they will not be getting any anime news or coverage. So unfortunately, I hate to make that announcement.
I did ask one of them to try to get me one of the new limited edition Yu-Gi-Oh mat that they're gonna have over there.
They're gonna have a Yu-Gi-Oh mat.
Yeah, that's a booth over there. And there's like an exclusive mat. It has the Pharaoh and regular Yu-Gi. Looks pretty cool.
Dueling?
They kind of just have like their hands raised with the card, like their arms are like going like
Oh,
this.
okay. So both
Holding
like
a card up
card.
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just pretty neat. Little look really nice. So I'm like, hey, can you grab me one? I mean, but he told me like it gets busy. He's like, I understand. If you can't get one, it's cool. If you can, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, from what he told me, they're going to be doing a lot of camping at Hall H. They're going to miss a whole CW side of Comic-Con. They're just going to be in Hall H.
Yeah.
So makes me a little bit sad too that we're not going to get any CW show coverage. So I want to know what's going to happen in Arrow or in Flash, but
yes,
maybe
definitely.
they'll get some information, maybe not. Who knows? You guys ready to get this show started?
Yeah, let's get into it. We
Alright.
got some pretty good stuff in these episodes. So we're doing like a deluxe now. We're doing like 6 episodes this time.
Yeah. So actually, what I'll do on Monday, I slipped up last time. I was supposed to do a poll, see if you guys what movie you guys wanted us to watch. So what we'll go ahead and do this time is I'll do the poll, and I'll just give the options: watch 6 more episodes, cover those 6 episodes, or watch a movie and 3 episodes. So it's up to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do that on Monday. Also, she might be my substitute next weekend, just depending on the feel. I'm probably getting my wisdom teeth removed, so I won't be able to hang out and talk much. So, did you write down the episode names? This is the first time I actually did not write the names.
I didn't write the names.
I didn't either.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's fine. I can go ahead and
Look them up.
yeah, look them up.
Okay.
All right.
We're starting with 76.
Yeah, so 76 was the episode where they're getting Master Roshi the herbs. It's the continuation from when they first went into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I guess we'll just kick it off from there while you get the episode. So it's episode 76. Goku and Krillin, they're in this this forest, and it has a name. I forgot what it's called. It's later on in my notes, but
I think it's the Forest of Fear.
Yeah,
Forest
that
of
sounds
Fear.
right.
Okay.
Forest of Fear, and all previous villains that have shown up: Cell, Frieza, King Cold. Who's the guy that killed Krillin?
Oh, Tambourine.
Tambourine. Some other villains, they show up, and Goku and Krillin see them. They end up fighting them throughout the episode. But as they're fighting them, they just reappear, and they try to escape the forest, but the forest closes them in and makes a dome, pretty
Yeah.
much. And so they're stuck in there, and while they're fighting the villains just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so eventually, Goku even tries to go, tries to beat them all. I think he goes Super Saiyan at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Super Saiyan 3. Tries to blow him away, and he notices that nothing's happening.
When Krillin ran away,
Yeah.
that's when they got bigger, and that's when he went to Super Saiyan 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
to try to get rid of him.
And so eventually he just stands there. He has his eyes closed, and then all of a sudden the villains disappear. So
Right.
like Goku eventually figures out what's causing the villains to even show up. Cuts to Krillin, and Krillin's like running away. He's scared because, he's not one of the strongest people in all of Dragon Balls. He's died quite a few times.
Leave Krillin alone.
So for him, like seeing these guys come back again is pretty fearful, especially because he's a human. He's not just a regular human. He's stronger than your average human, but
Yeah.
he's still a human.
Mhm.
So seeing these monsters and everything that have killed him before, that puts some fear in me as well.
Only 2 of them killed him, Frieza and Tambourine.
Yeah,
Out of all the villains that you saw
but a
there.
lot of other ones like would beat him up. Like I know Cell beat him up one time, I think.
Yeah, did a karate chop. He did a couple of spins in the air, and his neck was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty depressing.
So like with that, and he's trying to fight off Nappa. I think during the end, he's like throwing destructo discs and everything, but nothing's changing. But when he does throw the destructo disc, he cuts Nappa in half, and he notices that inside Nappa is his energy.
Yeah.
So he comes to realize that he's pretty much causing these villains himself. So he eventually does the same thing Goku does, and like they just disappear.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
starts meditating.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
meditates.
So this one is called Defeat These Terrifying Enemies. Krillin's Fighting Spirit Returns. I guess, what we can go ahead and discuss too is the reason, if you didn't watch last episode, is the reason that he goes in there is just to prove that, or he starts training with Goku to prove that, he can have fighting spirit and that he can do this again. Kind of reverse psychology from his wife to get into that fighting spirit.
Mhm.
I've said it before, Krillin is one of my favorite characters. It just sucks that he's finally probably going to be a badass. It just sucked that he had to go through all this shit.
Yeah.
Kind of just made me a little bit sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they had Nimbus in the episode.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the flying Nimbus come back in the show, and Goku actually used them to fly around because he didn't want the trees to sense his energy. So if he flew, they would have sensed him.
Yeah. Basically, all it was is this episode is just Krillin overcoming his fears, saving Goku, and getting the Paradise Herb.
Yeah, because and I just saw right here. So at the end, Super Shenron shows up, captures Goku and Nimbus, and so it's just Krillin. Krillin just goes at the Super Shenron and punches him, breaks Goku and Nimbus free because Goku couldn't power up or he would have destroyed Nimbus because he's still a cloud.
Yeah.
So then he breaks him free, and then they both do a Kamehameha wave at Super Shenron and blows him off.
That had to be a neat technique though, that Krillin, because he had the aura around his fists, so that had to be some sort of new technique or something that he recently discovered.
Yeah.
At that point. This episode's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing much in detail. Is there anything that you want to talk about this episode?
I think it's interesting how Krillin gets a lot of shit for being a bad character and being weak, but in this episode it was a lot of like him facing his own fears. And like earlier in the episode he talks about how like Goku's like ready to fight, he's so cheerful, like, oh yeah, we'll take care of this, but Krillin is like I don't want to fight, that's just not what I want to do. And then at the end he's able to see that it's his own fear that's making the enemies worse and stronger. So I thought that was really interesting and really good character development.
It was. And I mean, hopefully he's in the tournament. Hopefully he doesn't get his ass kicked in the first round. I'm excited to see what he can actually do
in the Tournament Power.
Yeah.
I already know a little bit what's going on in Tournament Power. It's in the episodes what they mentioned how it's going to go down. So when we get to it, we'll go about it. But what was really nice at the end is that he shaved his head.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. He shaved it off after he, I think, wished to grow hair. He could grow hair, but he never...
He could grow hair, but he once he got married to 18, he stopped shaving.
There you go.
And that's why in the Buu Saga, he had the hair.
Yeah.
Even though they gave him he had 4 dots in Super, but in Dragon Ball Z, during the Buu Saga, he had no dots.
That's true.
So I wonder why they decided
to throw him back on.
Yeah.
That's true. Now that I'm thinking about it, he didn't really have the dots. I think he had the dots in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he had them in Dragon Ball when he was a kid.
Were gone.
Yeah.
And then
after he grew his hair. Yeah.
Maybe it's just that thing they're doing they're trying to get the stuff from Dragon Ball and kind of bringing it back full circle.
Probably, because even in Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods, he had his hair and he didn't have the dots either. And I mean, you can tell he has a crazy widow peak, so I just thought that the widow's peak was covering the dots, but I guess not. So I guess that's pretty much for that episode. We'll jump to 77.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the good stuff here. This is where everything starts going down.
The new arc starts here.
Yes. So technically, by definition, this is season 3 already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Yeah. So let's do it, Zen-Osama, the All-Universe Martial Arts Tournament.
It wouldn't be 4, because there was Beerus, the Battle Gods.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Frieza, and
Black. Yes, you're right. Season 4. So this is where season 4 starts, and a lot of shit's gonna go down.
Yeah. For since it's a new arc, there was a new opening for this episode, like a new anime opening, and I was gonna ask you guys, do you like watching anime openings or just skip?
So I actually, this is a funny thing. So up until this arc, it's always been the same opening theme song, and I like the song from the up until this point. So now I don't really like the song as much, so I've been skipping it.
Okay.
I do like that the opening is beautiful. You see a lot of action going on. It's pretty cool, but the song just kind of ruined it for me. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to keep on skipping it. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
I normally just skip the intro just to get, because usually when I'm watching the episodes, I'm watching like the night before, or like the only time I have like a little window I have. So I'm like, I got to skip all this stuff and just get right to the episodes.
I always skip the opening, the closing song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one I always for sure
skip.
But if I do if I do like the song, I'll watch the opening sequence.
Yeah.
Naruto has some good openings.
Yeah, they do.
They do have some pretty good ones.
They do.
So 77. So 77 starts off. Goku goes to the village. He's selling fruits or veggies. He's selling his veggies. He's not wearing his normal G uniform or Gi uniform, however you want to pronounce it. He's like in a safari uniform almost. And so he goes. He's selling the veggies and stuff. And then when he's leaving, He sees a guy stuck on the side of the road, goes to help him. Guy ends up being a bad guy.
Of course.
Has a gun, just going to try to kill him, and it's Goku. So he's able to just dodge it. A bunch of other guys show up, and he just takes them all on and beats him up. But he does get shot. He blocks a shot with his forearm.
Yeah.
He does get a little bit injured.
Like he bleeds a little bit. So that's the same thing that, happened to Krillin.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's so much of them getting, he does say I'm getting rusty, but I think it's also, that they have just let their guard down. Because in Dragon Ball, when Launch, gets blue hair, she goes crazy. She shoots him at one point, like straight up, maybe 3 feet away, and the bullets are stuck in their skin, but they don't bleed. Or one point when Goku was a kid, he got shot point blank in the head, and the bullet just deflected off his head.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, letting your guard down instead of getting rusty.
Yeah. And then Goku realizes that, and he's like, hey, I want to train again. So then he goes, and he goes and finds Goten. He's like, let's go train with Goten. But Chi-Chi's not having it. She's like, you're not going to train. She's giving a lecture like Goten needs to train or study for school and stuff. And while she's ranting, Goku's like, let's go before she goes.
Take off.
Yeah, so they end up taking off. And when they get to Bulma's house, they find out Bulma's pregnant.
Yep. And, she's like, oh, you're here to visit me? Wow, that's very unlike you.
I forgot, I left the part out. He actually talks to Whis so he can train with Whis.
Right.
That's why he's going to Bulma's place.
Yeah, so they're going to get picked up there, go to Beerus's planet. They get concessions along the way. And I know that we've talked a little bit about it before, so I don't know how much Dragon Ball you've actually seen. What do you think of Vegeta's character development from being a cold-hearted killer to actually being a family man?
He's really interesting in that way, because there was one part in this episode where I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but Goku's like, hey, Vegeta, let's go train together. He's like, no, I have to stay with Bulma. And Goku's like, you're not having the baby, so what does it matter? And he's like, I just have to stay with her. And it's like, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so nice, which is interesting because it's so unlike him. Like, looking back on all of his character development, he's an asshole. But he's really turned around to really be like a nice dad to be there to support.
And Goku was so oblivious like that. And one thing I have a problem in Super is they made Goku seem pretty dumb. Dumber than usual.
That's true.
He's in battle he's very smart. He's goes it up a notch, But when in outside in the real world, compared to from Dragon Ball Z, he seems they make him more he's oblivious to everything. He's just it's fighting or nothing. Fighting's life.
So my thoughts okay, so she's pregnant. Chi-Chi obviously went through this, so I mean, when you're having Gohan, what was the little transition? What were you doing at that point? Because Vegeta's being a caring father, caring husband, obviously, and there he's just completely oblivious to what the hell's going on. But it was pretty funny too when he's like, well, Goten was born and I wasn't around.
I was dead.
So I mean, that's the only problem I have with Goku's character and Super is they make him seem really dumb. It's come on, let's give him a little benefit of the doubt. He had Gohan. He was there when Gohan was a kid. Yeah, Raditz showed up when Gohan was still pretty young and things changed, but I mean, there was that little section where Gohan was still, Chi-Chi was born, Chi-Chi had Gohan, so he had to be somewhat of a father figure at that point. Yeah. And he did care when he saw Goten when he got that one day to be in the real world. During the tournament, so in the Majin Saga. So I mean, I feel like he should know, but I mean, for the storyline, I guess, for that Vegeta development, they have to make Goku maybe step down a notch.
Yeah. Which is true, and I mean, even we'll go back a little bit. The Goku Black, when they're in the future, Trunks feeds Mai a senzu bean, by kissing her, and Vegeta's just blushing. He's like, "Oh, that's so sweet," and Goku's like, "Gross, what are you doing?"
Make him like a child.
Yeah, and he's like, they're in love, so I do that with Bulma. I do that because she's my wife. What do you do? He's like, not that.
Yeah. So it's just funny that how they've changed Goku when it comes to Super. But so at this point in the show, you have Bulma. She's pregnant, which we all know who that's going to be because of GT. Yeah. And the thing I've been thinking about since I've been watching Super is like, I wonder if they're gonna still try to intertwine GT somehow to make it almost canon, or like maybe they do a thing once the Super ends, like their god powers are stripped from them. Like something happens and their god powers are gone, and that's why you never see them go god in GT. So it gives GT that almost canon situation.
I actually have a theory of what might happen, but we can jump into that a little bit later too.
Okay.
It has to do with actually the last episode that we watched.
Okay.
That's in discussion, so we'll do that later. So Whis comes down. Whis is basically the same exact thing. Same thing. He's like, well, she's having the baby. You're not. You can come and train. He's like, no, I got to be here. I got to be a responsible, dad. They go to Whis' planet, and what reminds Goku that the tournament is coming up?
Let me see.
He remembers that he had promised to hold a tournament between all the universes. He just randomly remembers. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've never seen Beerus like this, where he's just straight cold, like, calm down, man. I forbid you to do it. Don't
because he wants to go to Zeno to tell him, hey, let's hold this tournament.
And he's like, you don't know what you're doing. And he one-ups Whis and Beerus. He shows him the button, throws it up in the air, but really not. He had it the whole time. When they're not looking, he hits a button and he goes to see Zen-chan.
And it really, before that, Beerus was like threatens that he's gonna destroy Goku.
Yeah,
like, he's gonna do the Hakai on Goku. Like, I'll kill you right now if I need to keep the universe alive.
Safe. Yeah, he's like, and if I don't do it, you do one little mistake with Zen, he will fucking erase you.
Yeah. And it's just weird, like, the ruler of all the universes is pretty much a child. Like, whose idea was it to put him as the ruler of the universe? Like, who before him made him, what transpired to put him as the ruler of the universe?
So he probably had a father, and his father probably, passed away, and so he had he just got the lineage the way it works, and he just got to be ruler of the galaxy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we are going to talk about Zen, like, holy shit, man, like, he's cute, cuddly, and adorable, but holy fuck, yeah, he's reckless.
Like, you see him with his other Zeno, and they're destroying planets from other universes, just playing.
Yep, 202 games, and they've all ended at win-loss, so basically at a giant tie.
Yeah.
But he goes into the palace, and basically he's like, oh, hey, by the way, you promised that you're going to throw another world tournament or universe tournament, so what's going on? They get into the discussion, and then I think that just leads into the next episode.
Yeah, 78, I think. What were your thoughts on episode 77, Taco?
And also, feel free to chime in at any time.
Yeah. Just cut us off.
Yeah.
I think, well, kind of going off what you had said about Goku being a little more kind of airheaded in Dragon Ball Super, he just had to press that button. Like, why did he press the button? And I understand, like, he doesn't understand the consequences of the tournament, which we'll learn in the next episode, but it's like Beerus told him, like, don't you do it. This is a really, really bad idea. And he was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. Don't worry.
So I thought that was interesting, but it really sets it up. It sets up the setting well for this tournament that's going to happen. It's like, all right, tournament's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen in the next episode.
Dire consequences. I already know what happens for one of the future episodes. I forgot how I got spoiled, but I'm not really upset regardless. But the next episode is the gods of every universe in shock. Losers erased in the tournament of power. So at this point that he talks to Zen. Zen is like, yeah. He's like, all right, we'll throw that tournament. Don't worry, we'll give you time. We'll come get you once we make up all the rules. So Goku goes back to Beerus and Whis, and he's like, oh, by the way, the tournament, that's still going to go down.
Yeah, they come up with the rules really quick because they go back to Supreme Kai. It's like, hey, there's a tournament that's going to happen, and the Grand Prix shows up. Yeah. He's like, here are the rules. And so he starts telling us, like, the winners are... He said something about the Super Dragon Balls.
Right.
One of them they're going to be a prize, right?
Right.
For the winner?
Yeah, the winning universe gets the Super Dragon Balls.
So I think it's the winning warrior gets the Super Dragon Balls, and the universe that wins, though, gets nothing.
They get
the
nothing.
Actual universe gets nothing, which is interesting.
Well, in a way, we can go into it. In a way, the losers, it fucking sucks because they're going to get erased.
Yeah.
No matter what, they're going to get erased. So winning the Super Dragon Balls, and then another thing you can consider winning is that your universe survives the whole thing.
Yeah.
So in reality, you're getting
That's
2
true.
prizes.
Yeah.
Have they mentioned the Super Dragon Balls, how many wishes they grant?
They might have, and it might have been in the earlier arcs where we didn't watch.
Okay.
We started from Goku Black on,
yeah.
and there was like a whole tournament before that. So they might have, because I think the prize was the Super Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
With Champa and them. So they might have said it. I want to say it was just one because Zamus was only able to do 1 wish, and then they disappeared for like a year. But it was like any wish. I think that's the thing that makes them broken.
Yeah.
Is it's any wish you want.
And if you think about it too, in a way, it's kind of does resemble GT in a bit because the Black Star Dragon Balls also had unlimited power, so they could grant any wish except for the whole you have to gather them up in a year or else
And they're scattered around the universe, not just the Earth.
Yeah. So I feel that the Super Dragon Balls are probably also scattered across the universe, and you have to go hunt them. But obviously, no consequences of your universe exploding.
Yeah, they're scattered. Yeah, they're scattered amongst different universes. So 2 can be in 7, 1 can be in 1, 3 can be in another one. So it's like you got to be able to scan all the universes to get them.
Yeah, and Champa actually was helping them gather the Super Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you got. The winning prize is your universe survives, and you get the Super Dragon Balls. And if you lose, you'll be erased out of existence.
Yeah, and so what Grand Priest tells them is that, hey, we're gonna hold a Zeno exhibition martial arts tournament because the Zeno from the Goku Black arc that destroyed his own universe didn't see the battle before, so he's like, I want to see what this martial arts tournament is about. So we have Universe 7 versus Universe 9 in an exhibition. So no consequences unless you don't meet Zeno's expectations. Then he might erase you.
Yeah, he might. And they task Goku. They give him an hour to gather the finest warriors to help him fight. Obviously, you can't count on Vegeta because Vegeta and Bulma are expecting. Goten is too young, and so he's like, oh yeah, I have another son. Yeah, so he goes and tells Gohan, and he just lightly is like, hey, don't tell anybody this, keep it on the DL, but if we lose, we're gonna be erased.
Yeah, we're goners. And Gohan's like, you haven't told anyone about this? And that kind of sparks him. So he's like, all right, I have something to fight for now.
Yeah.
Because he was like dressed in his scholar professor uniform or whatever. And then Videl shows up. She says, hey, what are you guys talking about? And then that's when he's like, gives me something to fight for now.
Yeah.
So he goes back into training.
Even though I felt that was already established in the filler episodes when, I guess it was vice versa. Videl was like, well, I got to keep on surviving, keep on being strong for Gohan. So never mind that. I take that back.
I think maybe when he saw Trunks, that gave him, because he saw that Trunks was in trouble and he never told Gohan what was going on. And then to find out, oh, he was in trouble this whole time and he didn't tell me anything. It's like he felt bad. So he's like, I need to get strong again, because once Trunks was leaving to go back to his new time, since his was destroyed, he kind of like, he said bye to him. He was like crying and everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, that kind of felt like that was like the catalyst that caused him, like, you know what, I need to get back into training.
Yeah. And then, so he manages to recruit Gohan, and he's still kind of like, okay, well, we only got a few minutes. What the hell do we do? And he sees Boo, so he also recruits Boo. They go to the top, right? Or not yet?
No, they don't go to the top. They go just to this a stadium, a platform, just that the Grand Priest creates. Okay. And then he invites all of, I don't know, I think it's all of them.
All the universes to spectate.
Yeah, to watch.
So I guess in Gowasu, the Supreme Kai that was training
Zamas?
Yeah, Zamas.
Oh, yeah, Gamasu, yeah.
Gamasu, yeah, there we go.
Gamasu,
He's there.
Yeah, I saw
and
him.
he has his own fighters too, so I thought that was interesting because the fighters were also watching the exhibition go down. I forgot, they don't set any time limits. I think it's just fight until you can't stand up anymore. Yeah. And actually, going into this episode, this is actually one of my favorite episodes that I've seen so far.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, outside, I liked a lot of the Goku Black episodes. So those were like that's probably my favorite arc. But outside of that, like, it was one of the better episodes that we've seen in a while.
Yeah. So this one is called Universe 9's Basil the Kicker versus Universe 7 Majin Buu. Yeah, this episode, not only was the animation fluid and looked stunning, but the dialogue was perfect. this is one of the few things too is some of the voice acting from Japanese casts I don't completely agree with, but Majin Buu's voice actor is awesome. I like him better than the English Majin Buu.
Yeah, because like with the ending of the episode, Basil jumps in and he just takes care of Boo really quick, like beats him up, and his technique is using his legs. Like, he doesn't use his arms very much. Everything comes out of his legs, Kai energies, and he just beats up on Boo, and then Boo's like knocked out on the floor, and everyone's like, "That's it? That's all they had to offer." Boo has a little smirk, and then we go into this episode.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're about to see Majin Buu since the Kid Buu saga get into some action.
Yeah. And I do want to go ahead and add the animators actually they threw in a little Easter egg. That universe, what Universe 9? If they threw this in, so basically the characters, the fighters, one's blue, one's red, one's yellow, and then the god of destruction from that world has a crazy ass mustache.
Oh,
Sonic.
Yes, Sonic. I remember seeing that. They resembled Sonic.
Yeah, it just sucks that Basil, he was the red one. Yeah, and
Lavender was yellow, and Bergamo or whatever
was a blue one.
Was the blue one.
But Basil, Knuckles uses his fists. This character used his legs. Yeah, which was still pretty cool to see. Everything go down. I mean, was there? I don't think there was really much dialogue. I think it was just them actually throwing it down and seeing. And I guess the way that they convinced Majin Buu to fight was like, oh, hey, by the way, we'll give you all the sweets you want if you do this and play with him.
Yeah. At first, he's not taking it seriously. He's just like, oh, whatever. Like, you're kind of fun. And then once Mr. Satan gets hurt, that's when he's like, okay, I'm done playing.
Yeah,
I'm
you hurt
fighting.
Satan.
Yeah, he only takes anything from Satan. He's like, whatever Satan does, I do.
Yeah.
Or Hercule in the English dub. But yeah.
Oh, they actually call him Mr. Satan now in Dragon Ball Super.
They do?
Dubs.
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier.
Yeah, they do. So that's actually something that I do like. And so once Satan gets hurt, obviously Boo goes in his frenzy, steam flying everywhere. He starts kicking the shit out of fucking Basil, and it looks like the match is won. He does a ring out, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, we won!" And then Zeno-san was like, "What do you guys mean?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, in our universe, a ring out is a ring out. That means that you lost a match." He's like, "No, he has to keep on going until I say it's enough."
Yeah.
So it looks like that universe also has maybe like a sensu bean type thing, because they throw that little berry to Basil, and he gets all roided out.
And he just like starts going at Boo like crazy, like throwing him all over the place. But I mean, Boo is literally like a piece of gum. Like you can punch him and it doesn't do anything to him. I think that's what made him such a good villain later on, and then in his own arc, is that you couldn't do anything. He was like Cell, where he just regenerates, but at the same time, like, you can be the strongest person in the world and it wouldn't hurt him.
Right. And I mean, even when Vegito vaporizes him, he just regenerates from the steam. So his power is limitless.
You literally have to get rid of everything that deals with him.
Yeah.
Steam, material, everything. Just like Cell, you had to get rid of every single cell of him.
Yep. And it's so Basil at one point shoots a hole through his gut, and he's like, hell yeah, I won. And he just bloop, regenerates all over again.
Yeah. And what was it? One of the things that Goku and them can't sense their energy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And it's weird, like, they're not androids or anything. Maybe it's because they're humanoid creatures that they give off a different sense of energy that they're not used to. But I did think that was interesting, and that actually proves to be a challenge a little bit later.
Yeah. For who's next. So let's see here. So what if Basil's like his specialty move was called the Shining Blaster, where he kicks the Kai energies out of his leg. Just to throw that out there.
That's one of the moves he did have. And then are we ready to jump into the next episode?
Wait, so
unless you have anything to talk.
just to finish up, Boo wins. Basil loses, and Bergamo and Lavender are really mad at Basil, so Lavender jumps in and he's like, all right, I'm next.
They're all brothers too.
Yeah.
So the next, and he actually finishes them off with the Kamehameha.
So Boo Kamehameha way.
Out of all things. So next thing is next episode, Awaken Your Sleeping Battle Spirit, Son Gohan's Fight. This episode, again, the animation was actually pretty top notch. It was up there. My biggest complaint with this episode just being is why didn't he go off, just Super Saiyan 2, or why didn't he go Mystic Gohan?
He probably can't reach that yet since he hasn't trained in years.
That's what I was thinking.
So maybe like Super Saiyans, it's just the basics, really easy to go into. Because I mean, when later in the episode, he like supercharges and like he has more Kai energy, but he never goes Super Saiyan 2. So I think it's just that it's one of those things. If you don't train for a while, you can't do it.
Yeah. And what was this bad guy or this fighter? What was his name?
Lavender.
I was saying Lavender.
Okay.
Yeah.
He, I guess his specialty is to
Poisonous gas.
Yeah,
Poison.
poisonous gas. He ends up throwing it in Gohan's eyes. Gohan can't see, which proves a challenge to him. And I was just saying at this point, even though they can't sense their energy at any given point, do you think that when he was doing the ki blast, like he could have been able to sense where that was coming from?
Well, I mean, some Kai. I'm guessing you can read Kai energies, but since you can't sense somebody's energy, I'm guessing it comes with the Kai as well. So even though he's shooting Kai blasts, he couldn't sense it because you can't sense their energy. I think it's like one of the same. Because sometimes in Dragon Ball Z, like when someone does a move, like, oh man, they could sense it. It's like that's a really strong, like Cell when he was doing his Kamehameha wave, like that was a really strong Kamehameha wave. They can sense it. But like with these guys, they couldn't sense their energy at all, so they couldn't sense where the Kai blast was coming from. So he literally had to rely on all his senses.
Okay.
And I think you could argue too that because he's been out of training for a long time, that maybe that's why he couldn't sense it either.
Okay. But he everybody notices that his senses are becoming heightened. So at least he could hear and could smell him if he needed to. And hearing actually comes into a big point later in this episode too. I don't really think I have much to. Well, the ending of this episode is the last thing, and like I really want to talk about, unless you guys have any other notes.
That's fine.
I was looking through it real quickly. Oh, the one thing is that the poison rots him. So when he goes Super Saiyan,
it drains him.
Oh, that's right.
It's spreading faster.
So he's about to like finish the fight at one point, and then the poison kicks in like really hard, and he like gets kicked out of Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and so he ends up basically doing like a reverse pile driver. They both hit the concrete of the arena. And they both stand up, but Lavender ends up falling, and then Gohan's like, "I won," but then shortly after he collapses.
Yeah,
I would have still not my tournament, but I would have still given that win to Gohan.
I would too.
For standing up, a little bit.
He stood up.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't collapse.
Yeah,
he didn't. But I mean, I think because he collapsed, it's like, oh, he still can't fight. It's over.
I guess you have to do like 30 seconds. You're like,
yeah, WWE. So ref got to come in and get the 3-second rule in.
But yeah, that one ends in a draw, and then it is Goku versus Toppo.
Yes. There's actually some more information that was given out for the tournament for the.
Oh yeah.
So the Grand Priest decides to come in, and he's like, all right, well we've decided to rank the universes,
right?
Due to correct me if I'm wrong. I guess due to the amount of mortals, I think the amount of mortals or humans that live in yours kind of set you back because the more humans you have, that means the less strong people you have. So like Goku and Vegeta are obviously like god tier compared to everyone else, and then you have like Gohan, and then you'll have like Krillin and Tien and Piccolo in that range, and it kind of just drastically drops off. And I'm guessing from the other universe, it's like there's like Goku, like different god tier fighters.
Goku stacked on Gokus.
Yeah, and then at the end it's like the humans, and it's like for Universe 7, the humans are actually really high up because there's so many.
Yeah, and Universe 7 is ranked higher than Universe 9, and
so 7 is second to last, and Universe 9 is dead last.
Yep.
Which is why he pitted them against
each other for the exhibition.
And then he also says the reason. So like a couple universes are being left out of it. So 1, 12, 5, and 8 are being left out because their human level is like 7 and above.
Yeah.
So there's just god tiers all over the place. So they're left out because they're like, oh, we'll keep them because they're really strong universes. And the rest of the universes are going to have to fight it out, which I believe there's 12 of them. There's 12 because I think Trunks, because his universe got destroyed as one. I think he said there was 13.
Yeah.
I want to say there was 13 at one point.
But I mean, you still have Gawasu there. So, okay, but yeah, that's from a different timeline. But therefore, well, even though his universe Yeah, heaven could still exist, I guess.
Because his universe was destroyed, but not because they said they're gonna destroy the universe, so that means everybody goes with it. So I guess I think the Gamasutra was dead at that time.
Yeah,
Zamus had killed Gamasutra
that's true
in that
too.
time. It's the one that you see before. He's the one that's alive is before Zamus kills him because they catch him and
that's right. Him. But if you think about it too, I don't know. It doesn't make sense because a lot of the celestial beings were calm hearing the news that they were going to get wiped out. I mean, there was some that were like, what the hell's going on? What do you mean you're going to erase us if, we lose the tournament? So maybe the angels know something that we don't know.
I think so too, from what it's kind of like building up to be, because like Grand Priest he's the talker for Zeno, but at the same time I feel like because Geno's such a child, he doesn't care. He's like, I just want to see fun stuff. I think Grand Priest the Grand Priest might be like the villain, even though he's Wiz's father. I think he's gonna be like the villain from what it's shaping up to be.
I think they're all related.
All the angels.
All the angels are related.
I wasn't too sure. I knew for sure Wiz was his child,
and obviously his sister too.
And okay, so Vados' his sister. So yeah, so then I guess all of them would be. And then I mean, obviously people who are watching this have seen all the episodes up to now. So what happened in the last episode can really back up what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I saw what happened in the last episode.
I did too, but obviously we're not gonna spoil it now.
Yeah.
But shit. So I guess now the fight starts.
Or
did I skip over again? I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just making sure there was anything I left out.
It was that there were too many universes to begin with. So Zen. Right? Yeah. He thought like, this tournament is perfect, so that way like you can all fight each other, and then just the winner will be spared, but the rest of you are gonna get wiped out anyway.
Makes the process easier. Than just like, I'm gonna destroy you. So
he just like took the idea of a tournament as like, this is perfect. I was gonna weed you guys out anyway.
Yeah. And this episode too. I mean, we can skip back, but they make the whole point that Goku is the villain for all the universes. Personally, there was an article with one of the writers, and he's like, technically he's not wrong. You guys, the fans of the show, have actually dubbed him as a hero, but his own stupidity is what gets us, gets the universe in that trouble too.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a way, you can see him as a hero, you can see him as a villain, maybe anti-hero, who knows, but I don't completely see him as a villain, but I am more fearful of Zen-chan than anything else with what's going on. But I have what I think will happen, and again, just a theory. Either once the tournament is done, Universe 7 is obviously going to be victorious because they can't let the main characters die. I think Goku's going to feel bad, and he's going to use the Dragon Balls to wish all the universes back into existence.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. Yeah. And maybe, I mean, something could probably transpire when, if again, theory-wise, if the Grand Priest and some of the angels are actually evil, then maybe some transpires from that where beating them will cause the universes to come back, or maybe Zeno will cause them to come back. Because I'm sure, because, I mean, Wiz has that ability to do time travel, which only works 3 seconds. But I'm sure they can maybe work something out where maybe Zeno can do more than that.
Or everybody's going to be like, hey, we should work together and we should try to take out Zeno.
Yeah. Maybe have someone else be the ruler. Because maybe Grand Priest put him in there. It's like, hey, he's going to be the lord of everything, but I'm going to be the one that makes the gears move.
Yeah. Could be. Yeah. We don't know much about this.
Yeah. So, 81, Goku versus Bergamo. I just call him Berg for short.
Berg. All right.
Yeah, I think they even call him Berg too. This episode name is Bergamo the Crusher versus Son Goku. Which one wields a limitless power?
Yeah. So starts off Bergamo tells Goku, like you said, you're a villain. Like it's all your fault that we're in this situation now. Like, and he pretty much the speech he causes, or he states, causes the universe to be like, yeah, like. It's your fault that we're going to possibly get erased. It's like, you're the bad guy. And then he tells Zeno, hey, if I were to beat Goku, would you rescind the destruction of the universes? And Zeno thinks about it, like, yeah, like, I'll rescind it. And it's like, but if Goku wins, then it stays the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, then he also tells him, like, but if Goku doesn't go, like, full force, like, then I'll just erase all of you right now.
Yeah.
And some pretty interesting techniques that I never thought were going to be possible or ever see in, combined. Doing Super Saiyan Blue with the King Kai fist.
Yeah.
Yes. With Kaioken?
Yeah.
So he does do that earlier in the show. He did it against Hit.
Okay.
In that arc. He only does it once because it does drain him and can possibly kill him. Because I know in Xenoverse 2 you can do it. Okay. And it drains your life on there.
Okay, and he even said it there too. He's like, it's just too much of a strain on my body if I go ahead and do it.
Yeah, because Kaioken was like, it's already pretty like straining as it is on just the regular body. And then I know he hasn't perfected God form yet, so that does strain on them a little bit too. I think they state that a little bit in the Frieza saga because they're like, hey, we train to be able to be in these bodies. Like, that's how we're able to do it. And Frieza wasn't used to his gold form. So, like, him with combining that with Kaioken, it's like, that's a lot.
Because even if you remember in the Saiyan saga, when Goku went Kaioken ×4, that, crushed his body. And he can keep on going for too much longer. But I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this episode and talking about the villains and what's going to happen. So you guys can take it out from here on out.
Let me see.
So Berg, when Goku's fighting him, he's like going at him, and Berg lets him. Like he's letting him. He's like, I'll take these punches, and because of that, he gets bigger. So he's getting bigger with the stronger the punches. Goku goes Super Saiyan, keeps doing it, and you're like, Goku being dumb again. He's just like falling into this trap. Obviously, like we stated earlier, he's more of a tactician when it comes to fighting. So he's like, I'm just gonna keep being stronger. You're gonna keep getting bigger, and eventually, you're not gonna have any. You're gonna have too many blind spots. You're not gonna be able to find me anymore.
Yeah.
So he goes, like you stated, Super Saiyan Blue, and then he reveals the Kaioken form again that you haven't seen since the Champa tournament. And he goes and just like beats him up. And then from the sky, he shoots down a Kamehameha wave. Berg decides, hey, I'm going to shoot back and attack. But Goku, he's just stronger. He just blows him away and beats Berg. And it was a pretty quick and easy fight.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a quick fight because it got taken up by dialogue, basically.
Yeah. And then let me see. And then you guys had kind of mentioned it earlier. Berg is like, all right, all the other targets are on you, or all the other opponents are on you now, Goku. We're gonna take you out in the main tournament because I'll hate him for getting them into this mess.
Yeah.
And then the Grand Prix, after the fight's over, he's like, all right, it's like, we're going to go ahead and give you more rules of the tournament. So, like, it's going to be on a platform. It's going to be in the void of time. So it's just in a place where nothing is going on. It's just a stadium that looks like a top.
You guys can destroy it, do whatever you want to the arena.
Like, nothing's going to happen. It's going to, I don't know what the God term was, like 100 Ken or something like that.
Yeah, it was 48 minutes.
And it equaled 48 minutes. So the match is 48 minutes. And it was like 48 minutes for, like, all these universes. Like, that's not enough time. And they're like, oh, well, hold on. It's like, it's going to be a battle royale. It's like, it's going to be every man in one ring, and whoever's left standing wins. And they're like, what? Like, seriously, every man pretty much for himself at that point?
Yeah. So it's 10 people from each 8 universes. So that's 80 warriors all in one. Like, bam. Fight each other. And there's no weapons that can be used, and it's forbidden to kill your opponent.
Yep.
And no flying unless you have wings.
Yeah.
Oh, and they did add if you knock your opponent out of the arena, you win. It's not like the tournament that just happened where you have to knock him out.
And then, like, if he does get knocked out, like, unconscious, and he's in stadium, you just throw him off the ring, and then everything will be fine. It's like, like some from WWE, if you knock him out, just throw him off the ring. It's like, all right.
They have to be out of bounds to win. Or to lose, I guess.
Let's see here.
At the end of the time limit, the universe with the most contestants in the ring wins. Yeah. So if there's only like one contestant left, then obviously they win. So they all have to work together. It can't just be like they all split off on their own. They need to make sure their team stays together so that they all win. Pretty much.
So teamwork is key in this tournament.
Yeah.
And Goku puts that on Gohan. It's like, Gohan, that's something you can specialize in. Like, you'll be the captain. You'll come up with the tactics and stuff to make our team work. And Beerus is like, Goku, you just go off on your own. You don't follow rules. You just go and fight. And during the whole tournament, you had this guy in a cape and a hood that you never see from the that Universe 7. I think it was from Universe 7. Or no, he's from a different universe.
He's from Universe 11.
Universe 11. Thank you. And so he decided, he's like, hey, do you want to go in there, like, take out Goku. Now he's like, no, I'm gonna see how he fights, see what this is all about. Right before the Berg fight, and then after the fight, and everyone talks about the rules, the guy jumps into the ring. He's like, I'm sorry, it's so disrespectful, Zeno, but I need to do this. And then he unmasks himself as Toppo, and he's like, he's a superhero pretty much. He's like from a group of superheroes from his universe, and he's like, we vanquish evil, and he looks at Goku as a villain. He's like, I'm gonna vanquish you. Goku, fight me now.
Yep.
Which is interesting because he says that Goku has an evil heart and wants to get rid of him. But it says Goku is happy, but he isn't quite satisfied with his fight from Bergamo. So he's like, he wants to take on this fight with Toppo, but he's interested in why Toppo thinks that he's evil. And that's where the episode ends.
Right. And then that's it. That's all the episodes. We go into 82 next week.
Yeah. Again, depending on how I feel, may not be here. And I'll do the poll whether 3 episodes or 6 episodes on 3 episodes of the movie. Up to you guys. Just gonna go. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think I'm pretty good I mean, we're getting to some good stuff now.
Yeah.
Some good stuff with the show, because I know for a while we were going through fillers, and we had Goku Black, which everyone had seen. So we're behind, but we're gonna get caught up here because they're doing episode 99 tonight. So at us being at 82, 17 more episodes.
We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, especially if we do 6.
Yeah,
we'll catch up in like 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks, if anything.
And finally, winter is here for all those Game of Thrones fans. This was the equivalent to our winter. Finally waiting for it to happen.
Yes.
It's finally here.
Sunday, correct?
Yes, tomorrow at 9?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's at 9. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this episode here. Any feedback, any comments you guys have, please throw it our way. We would love to hear it. You want to go ahead and drop all your online handles?
Yeah, well, before that, let's just get some more information what you like to do, Taco, on like your spare time. Just some information what you're interested in doing. Because I know we brought you for a special episode, but just in case, like you stated, Dragon Ball is a little minor thing from what you like. So what you like and stuff, what you watch?
Let's see. I watch a lot of anime, so I'm always on Crunchyroll and checking those things out. But right now, like I said, I'm watching Durarara and I'm playing a couple video games, but I'm really into like a lot of RPGs for video games, and for anime I like a little bit of everything. So I like a lot of action, romance, comedy. I like horror stuff too, so just anything that really piques my interest. Sometimes I can be a little picky, so I like to get opinions from everybody else, like, oh, how's this anime doing? Right now I'm watching actually 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix also, and it's really good. I just finished the first season.
Isn't that a Netflix original?
Yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised by it for it being a Netflix original, because the first one was what was it, Knights of Sidonia, which is really interesting because it's not the typical anime art style. It was like CGI, but then they came out with 7 Deadly Sins, and it's really good. They have a lot of voice actors that are very famous in Japan, so it's great. It's really great. And then I saw Castlevania came out on Netflix, and I really want to watch it. I know it's not very long. It's 4 episodes. 4 episodes. And they just announced they're going to make a season 2. So well, I'll have to check that out too.
And the voice director for Castlevania, he said if Nintendo gives the okay for another video game anime, he wants to do Metroid.
Oh, very cool.
So I would love to see a Metroid anime or CG show. Whatever route they go, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
All right, well then we'll go ahead and we'll get down to where you can find us at. So for me, like usual, you can find me at lone_wolf_mew and the number 2. On there you can find me talking about anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, anything you would like to talk about. I know recently I've been playing Duel Links a lot, and I just had a deck that was featured from Yu-Gi-Oh Deck Talks, and that's where you can find him on Twitter. It's at Yu-Gi-Oh Deck Talks, and he just featured an episode this week, episode 50, and it has a deck that I'm using on Duel Links. So he took a little 10-minute podcast that he talks about. So definitely check that out. He has some pretty good decks that are on there. So give him a look. But yeah, you also can find him on YouTube as well. And then Xbox, you can find me on RONT, the number 1 MO25. Haven't been on Xbox too often, but I am trying to play a little bit when I can, mainly Xenoverse 2. But those pretty much are the main areas you can find me at.
Okay. And then you can find me at Twitter at just Taco Poop, so TAKOPOOP. The same username for PlayStation, and then you can find me at the same username for Town of Salem. I like to play that a lot. I'll play a couple games during a day, and that'll be a lot of fun.
All right, cool. And then me, you can find me on Twitter as Daniel Von Helvet. My Instagram is Danny the Destroyer. That's also my PlayStation handle. And then Daniel Barroso on Facebook. You can find, archived episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like it at geekeliteradio.com. You can find us on Facebook right now, where we're posting a lot of updates and live streams of D23 Expo. So facebook.com/Geek Elite Radio. Twitter is the same thing. So at Geek Elite Radio. And then you can go ahead and also look us up on Instagram. So it'd be Instagram/Geek Elite Radio. Right now, we're also updating that pretty quickly, pretty often, because of all those things going on at D23. And lastly, you can go ahead and if you want more updates, you can go ahead and tune in next week. The crew will be at San Diego Comic-Con, so that's something we're looking forward to. And we always end every episode with Geek Out, so you want to join us?
Yes, I will join you.
Cool, perfect. So always remember to, until next time, shut up. Always remember to geek out.